Hi, everybody. It's Brenda. How are you? Hi, everyone. I missed everybody. I hope you're well. Thinking about you. I just put this stream as current events, and we could talk about a lot of things that have been going on, the weather, um, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, um, tornadoes and fires. And if you live in a good weather area, you're blessed. You're very blessed. Um, I'm going to open up in prayer. I miss everybody. I think of you often. I pray for you. I want anyone out here to know that if you're ever going to donate a car, or I'm looking for a car, I can't pay a lot of money, but I could make monthly payments. Um, I'd really like to get a car to go back and forth to the doctor, groceries, church, that type of thing. Oh, hi, Ray. How are you, dear? Good to see you. Um, I just thought we could kick it off and talk about anything, open mic night. I thought about the Johnny Depp hearing. I've been watching a lot of that. Anybody wants to weigh in on that? I'm going to say prayer, but it's, oh, we're still living in part of society, and we're living in this world, and there's a lot going on. And, you know, sometimes we can discuss it. Let's see why not. Wish it was my hearing going on, I'll tell you that. Wish it was my jury trial. Anyway, I'm going to open up in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you to honor you, to worship you, to give you much appreciation and thanks, for all things come from you, and we're grateful for them. You're the creator of heaven, earth, the sun, the sky, the stars, the waters, and they all obey you, Lord. We know that we're living in hard times. There may come food shortages. There's new diseases coming. COVID's going back up in our neck of the woods. It's just constant changes. Um, People are angry. People are wicked. They're uh, hurting seniors. They're hurting innocent bystanders, losing control in just an argument. Um, I pray for my YouTube family. I pray for my family. I pray for this building and everyone in it. I pray for the sick, the elderly. May they be able to make it and live pay to pay, and make their rent and their utilities and their food and the necessities that they need in life. Um, they paid their dues. Um, I pray for the Ukraine people that are fleeing, that they are safe. Um, I pray for the United States. I pray for our leaders to make the right decisions for the people. Um, but we know that we're living in the times, and the book of Revelation, and things are really happening quickly. And we pray that everyone will turn to you. But you said every knee will bend, and one day it will. Every knee will bend one day. I pray that people can be safe and confident and wear your armor and be sure of their situation and be able to make that known to others and say, Christ died for you, for your sins, so that you may be forgiven and have a chance at everlasting life. Everyone has that opportunity. And no matter the situation, he did it for all. And we thank him, our Redeemer and Jesus Christ, for that. And we thank him for food and housing and relaxation. And my little kitty Shiro, whom I love so much. And through Jesus Christ, we pray all these things. And especially, Lord, we want to consider the homeless and the displaced, the ones without a warm shower, a bed, clothing, um, just some human companionship, just some interaction with a nice good morning or have a good evening or take care, just humanity itself through Jesus Christ. Amen. Hi, Gayla sisters. How are you? Hello. I thought we could just talk about anything tonight. Personally, I've been watching that Amber Heard trial quite a bit. And the few interesting points that I've taken from it are these. Hi, God bless you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I cut it a little more. I try to layer it and taper it, in layers. Oh, thank you so much. I only have eyeshadow and lipstick on. Thank you. Um, what I take from Johnny Depp's trial is they were both in a dysfunctional relationship. They were both verbally abusive towards each other. Um, but Johnny, in my opinion, was a very hard worker and he made many, many movies. He's worked since a very young age. And I say that because he probably didn't have time to take a look at his relationship or work on his dysfunction because he was in demand, interviews, movies, on the set, working. And not saying he's perfect, but I'm saying there was tapes of each one, arguing and cursing or what have you. But she nearly cut his finger off, and yeah, he started at Nightmare on Elm Street and then Jump Street. Yes, I looked that up as well. But so he's worked hard all his life. He's worked that money. He earned that money. And he's good to his children, Jack and Lily, his daughter, and beautiful. And oh, hello. And I wish him the best. Surprise cat in a medium saucepan. Oh, that's so cute. Yes, prayer is the best thing for all of us, everybody. We all need it, and we really do need it, and our country needs it. But to me, Johnny Depp has proven defamation. He lost 40 million when Disney cut him from. There's no other Jack Sparrow. Let's face it. I mean, thank you. He's the best Jack Sparrow. I mean, there is no other. I mean, it's just Johnny Depp's role. He made that role. It didn't make him. He made that role. And been in the business a long time, so he's highly paid. And I feel Johnny made a few very good points because I've been watching a lot of the hearing, is that he said when Disney wouldn't allow him, they dropped him for Jack Sparrow. But interestingly enough, they didn't drop his videos, his games, his rides, his amusement dolls. So, in other words, Disney says, well, we're going to keep making money off you, but we're not going to let you make money off us. And we're not going to pay you what you're worth. See, that's how I'm looking at it. And Amber, if she were abused, okay, as she says, and he beat her, where are the pictures? Where are the 911 calls? Where's the damage and proof of it? You have to prove it too. And second of all, how did she go to Aquaman and work hard every day? She worked with a big guy. Women that are abused don't really want to be around men. that, they're shy. They just stay away from them for a period of time, or that's what their abuser was, if that's what their abuser was. And she has anxiety and she has PTSD, but there she is laughing with her co-worker on the set every day. Where's the anxiety? Where's the hurt woman? Where's the battered wife? No. Mm-mm. She was pushing him down to push herself up. No, 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 no. No, I'm pretty sure I have it straight. I've been really listening to key evidence and watching these trials every day. And she didn't have anything. She cut his finger off. They were able to sew it back on. She cut him to the tendons. Yeah, tonight we're kind of talking about current events and things in the news, weather, But prayer will also, of course, I started with prayer and we'll finish with prayer. But yeah, I mean, to me, um, if it were true that she's battered and bruised, which there aren't any, her own sister testified that she used nail polish and said it was blood. Um, no, she said that she would pay the American Civil Liberties Union 1.3 million. She gave him 300,000, so she gave 0.3 million. She kept a million for herself. She wanted 14 in the divorce settlement and has already received, I believe, 7 million. No, no. And then I said this other point, okay? John Legend, okay, we know he's the judge on The Voice. When his wife Chrissy was supposedly alleged to have bullied a model, they dropped her like a hot potato. Everybody dropped her. Now they have tapes that verify Amber cursing at him, belittling Johnny. You're a piece of crap. This is a bloodbath. Her own words. And she willingly always went with him when he went to an island or where he went somewhere after a movie set or to a different house that he owns. She willingly went. So the abused housewife just said, "Oh, I'll go with you." Yeah. And ordered $500 bottles of champagne, wine. And no, not buying. Amber did not plead her case, but Johnny did. He did prove his case of defamation. And you can do subliminal messaging. You know, she opened up, she wanted to use things against him and get paid by the tabloids or write articles and get paid for them. Yeah, she did. And like he said, even if I win this defamation trial, the damage has already been done. So, there it is. So she most certainly caused him not to get the part for Pirates of the Caribbean, $40 million. And, he has a lot of upkeep. He has a lot of people that he pays, that he needs in his life for security, for, transportation, for scheduling, for many things. He probably doesn't even, and I thought, oh, she probably liked them all loaded and passed out, because then she was free to do whatever she wanted. And he has no idea what she did when he was passed out and not in control of his life. He has no clue. But I wouldn't put any reputable comments on her. Not whatsoever. Not whatsoever. I truly believe he's more than proved his case. And she has nothing. If she showed pictures of black eyes or marks on her neck or cuts or bruises, there aren't any. 911 calls. What I would like to know about the whole thing is, how did she get, oh, I bet she did cheat on him. I'd like to know how she got that protection from abuse or that abuse order, because what grounds did she get it on? Did she pay to get it? How did she get that? Why did she get that? But there's a tricky side to law, because lawyers will twist. They'll do the twist better than Chubby Checker ever did it. They'll twist. And however, his is concrete. I mean, they both started taping each other's arguments. It's purely dysfunctional. It's bad arguments, cursing. It's bad. And he was so busy going to work all the time and making movies, he didn't have time to say, I need to do something about this, because it was sort of in the background. His personal time and relationship was last because work was first. And it's sad, because he's really a nice guy, and all the girls before her sure had nothing bad to say about him. And if he wasn't a stand-up guy, I think they would have said it. But he's a stand-up kind of guy. And it's a shame. She's very mean and manipulative. And like I said, an abused woman. Look at her on the set of Aquaman. She's just having a ball. You think that the abuse interfered in her life? She was punctual. She's laughing. Where do you see any PTSD or anxiety in her life? You don't see anything. But like I said, when he's knocked out and he's loaded and he's drunk and he's knocked out, easy for her to do whatever she wanted. I'm sure she liked him just that way. She didn't want him to get any other way. She liked him that way. It was easier for her to do what she wanted. But I didn't know her. I never knew her, and I don't respect her. And yeah, I'm totally for Johnny. And absolutely. She didn't prove it to me. So I have to side with Johnny, because he proved defamation. And she cost him a lot of money, and she wanted to ruin him. Maybe she wanted to be bigger than him, or she felt better about herself by knocking him down. There's people like that. Who knows? Maybe she's bitter. Maybe has issues. They say there's a thin line between love and hate. But there's no doubt they were both in a dysfunctional relationship. And the sad part is, to me, is when I would hear them talking about, we wanted to get better, let's work this out. Once it gets to that point, there is no getting better. That's the bottom. It's over. Drop the baggage. You go your way, she go her way. You can't fix that. Because when you love someone, you wouldn't do that to them. You can't fix it. So, yeah, a lot of people been there, done that. And their circumstances aren't like Amber's, because she shows no PTSD, no anxiety, no, she does not. There's no pictures, no 911 calls, no police records, no arrests. No, none of that. None of that. It's not true. It's not true. She fabricates it. The way she talked down to him, it's like she wanted to belittle him and to make herself feel like, I'm the star, you're not. And what angers me about it is, when you make false allegations about abuse, what about the women that really have been there? Look what they go through. They go in shelters, they go in hiding. They have to move far away. Some get killed. The paper doesn't stop them. I mean, they've had black eyes, they've had surgeries, they've been shot, she didn't go through any of that. And you can't say he's like that, because he is not. I wish I could have been his attorney. I would have got it already over. He wins by. I mean, she clearly did not prove anything. except how nasty she is. And I bet she took a real advantage of him many times with all her friends. Oh, he's sleeping. He's passed out on the floor. He don't even know what day it is. Well, he's tired. He worked, what, 16 hours a day for how many months to do a movie? He's tired. And Disney is full of crap too because they just don't want to pay him what he's worth. That's an excuse. Maybe they conspired with Amber to say she was abused so they didn't have to pay him his worth, because that's not right. They kept his video games. They kept Jack Sparrow's rides and toys. Well, they're going to make money off of them, but they're not going to let him make money off of them. No, that doesn't work that way either. I'd boycott Disney. I won't see the movie Aquaman. No way. No way. And they outright caught her in a lie with the American Civil Liberties Union saying she would give him 1.3 million and she only gave him 300,000. It's just it's simple to add it up together. That I don't think Amber ever loved him either. I think she used him. He was busy. When celebrities are only in a certain area and they're protected in a certain area, they only get to meet certain people. Because there's so many people they don't get to meet because they're in that little protected area. And they have to be because of who they are and what their jobs are. But it was an act by accident. Maybe it wasn't, but it was dysfunctional. They should have said goodbye and said, it's not working. It's not going to work. You go your way, I'll go mine, and leave each other alone. But no, she had to try to ruin him. And she cost him, all that money for Jack Sparrow. There's no other Jack Sparrow. Everyone would agree with that, no matter who you are or where you are. I mean, he's known all over the world. He's worked hard his entire life. And he didn't deserve this at his middle age, just not right. And not right in front of his children, just not right. Anyway, I've been watching that a lot. And it's interesting, though, how the arguments are. I mean, I think lawyers could have done a better job on both sides, in my opinion. It's how I feel. But I feel that Johnny did prove his case. Oh, I'm pretty good, thank you. I'm glad to come out and just talk about world events or weather. Or it was very unfortunate. Friday night, I get on my computer and I watch the Storm Chasers. I find it interesting to see the lightning and the weather before a tornado. It's kind of interesting to me. And oddly enough, I was falling asleep like 11 something Friday night. And there were a man and a woman that do storm chasing for a TV channel. And then the three kids that were college students for meteorology. And these three got killed that evening. After they saw the tornado on their way back from Kansas City to Oklahoma, they hydroplaned and got killed in a car crash. And it was just so sad and just unbelievable sometimes. Very sad. There's been 4 people died here in our building in like the last 10 days. It really, it gets sad. It's difficult. Get a drink of water here. I talk a lot. I have to drink some water. But yeah, strength will come from experience, determination, hard knocks, if you will, character. It gives you strength. People that live a pampered life are the most easy life, if you will, um, may not do as well as someone else in a very difficult situation. A broken nail, if that's something bad in their life, what are you going to do when something really happens, when it gets real? I think about that sometimes. It's like, you just have to be thankful and just keep on keeping on and get strength from the Lord where the real power lies. And, have faith in Him and believe in Him and give it to Him. And I tell you, uh, He answered my prayers, and He was with me, and I know it. And I'm 100% proof of it. I'm 100% sure of it. And I was reading and watching a little video on here about Joseph. I've watched it several times. There's so many lessons out of the story of Joseph, as from the time that his father chose him as his favorite, as to his siblings sold him into slavery because he was favored by the father. How Egypt took him in and said, we favor you. He was blessed, and he still accepted and loved those siblings down the road. It kind of works that way sometimes. There's just many lessons in that story. And anybody want to talk about anything? Well, I just think that um, the weather's been crazy. The wildfires, the tornadoes, and then this black moon that we had. I'll be 65 in February. I never heard of a black moon. Now they have blood moons and this moon. I don't remember ever hearing about them. I don't know. And now there's small children getting hepatitis, and they're saying there's A, B, C, D, and E now. That's weird to me. And COVID cases in Hershey are unfortunately going back up at the Hershey Medical Center. I may have to start wearing a mask again. Live in a building with a lot of people. Some take care of themselves, some don't. It's one of those things, I don't know. I'm glad to see you guys. I miss everybody. I mean, there used to be so many people. I don't know if they still watch, or I don't do them as often. I'm sorry. I don't either feel good or I've been busier. Um, some kind of reason. But yeah, a lot of weird things happening. A lot. It just blows my mind. I mean, my neighbor said about the hepatitis D and E, and I said, "What are you talking about? There's A, B, and C." And he said, "No, now there's A, B, C, D, and E." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, is it chemical warfare? Are they sending it over, or are we going to go into World War III? Because Putin has already threatened us about keep on helping Ukraine, which we still are. Hi, Oyster. And now he's sanctioning the NATO nations that we support, of course, and because they're helping the refugees. I always called myself an American refugee. When I was homeless, people would laugh at me, and I'd say I'm an American refugee because I worked and paid taxes for 35 years. And when I got injured by someone else and I needed it, they denied me my money. But yeah, they do say the food shortages are coming. I know we live close to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and where I graduated from college. And they now say that a lot of those chicken farms have the avian flu. It started out one, now it's 5 of them. Uh, Eggs went from $1.89 a dozen to $4.39. You know, you can freeze eggs. Look at the video on YouTube. You can freeze fresh eggs. Yes, you can. I mean, the prices, I'm not usually one that pays attention that much or, pinches penny. I buy pretty good food. I don't eat a lot of processed foods or a lot of TV dinners. I make fresh and I don't use salt. And, pretty particular about that kind of stuff, which I've been fortunate. But now it's like I have to alter my menu quite a bit. And I'm sure everybody's got to be feeling it. I mean, from $1.89 to $4.39 for a dozen of eggs. And you need them in almost everything, to cook, to bake, to bread, It's amazing. Wow. Yeah, and I was kind of upset the other day. My friend had given me a couple canned goods of mixed fruits and stuff. And I just happened to be getting ready to put them away, and I looked them over, and they're made in China. It's like we grow fruit in the United States. We have wonderful fruits. It's like, why is that? I don't know about egg substitutes now. I mean, I know they have powdered eggs, they have liquid eggs. McDonald's uses liquid eggs, but you're to take your egg and put each one in like a tin muffin pan, like those round tins for like muffins. And you put one egg in each one, and then you put a teaspoon of salt per egg, and that's to be able to freeze it. And then you put it into a freezer bag and you freeze them. Yeah. Yeah. But fresh dinners for me almost all the time. I had a neighbor I used to cook for, and he's diabetic. And he told me, he said, every time I go to the doctor, my sugar's good and my blood pressure's good. He said, I know what you're cooking. Plus, here, I said to the one lady this morning, they have coffee and donuts on Tuesday mornings. And I said, why don't we have a class or a meeting every week about nutrition? I said, because people don't realize everybody likes vegetable oil. Maybe your grandparents grew up eating Crisco. But if you use olive oil, it will lower your cholesterol and unclog arteries. People don't believe that, but it does. I could drink a bottle of it. I mean, I use it all the time in everything. And you can make your homemade dressings with it. It's wonderful. Now, it's a little costly right now, but instead of taking a pill for your cholesterol, use olive oil over a period of time. It's proven. It's one of the good oils. And it will lower LDL and it unclogs carotid arteries. And there's videos with Dr. Mendel on YouTube. And I watch a lot of those videos. And it's interesting what you can learn. But I mean, eggs are, for like an egg wash to like bread fish or bread chicken. Um, I don't like food product. Oh, wait, but see, let me tell you something. They're not all saying produced in China because a doctor, scientist just made a video I watched on YouTube. And he said the USDA, who are our meat inspectors, lowered the standards. I don't know how many years back. And we get our meat, yes, from China, Venezuela, and Argentina. Yes. And it's not going to say that because we're buying it in the USA. It's not going to say that because it's going to the meat markets. We're getting it once they package it. So it was packaged in the USA. They're not going to tell us that. The only way you really could eat like totally, if you grow your own, raise your own, or if you're going to Whole Foods. I mean, truthfully, that's the most healthy way that you could eat, but it's unaffordable to most. I mean, they're eating bison. They have, instead of Slim Jims, they have ostrich. It's leaner. It's better for you. There's always something going on. But grain fed's always better than something that's being fed, you know, something that's not good for their digestive system or their body. But God said in the Bible, treat your body as a temple, take good care of it. It's a commandment, you know. Everything he tells us is for our own good. If everybody obeyed every rule of the Lord, there wouldn't be any problems in the entire earth. None. None. And only a small set of rules, and there wouldn't be problems. Imagine that. Oh, I love Whole Foods too. My favorite is the smoked mozzarella pasta. Oh, I would go there and I just love it. Yeah, it's in the deli, in their food deli, which is huge. They got tons of stuff. But that smoked mozzarella, I made it actually. There was a recipe on YouTube and it was very, very close. Delicious. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But I was telling someone, some people with diabetes don't really take good care of it. And it's so important. So important. I thank God I'm not one. But if you take grocery store has a little 6-pack of little mini pies filled with graham crackers. They're just a crust. And then you take a container of Cool Whip and you let it thaw halfway out. And you whip in about 3 heaping tablespoons, of peanut butter. And if you really like peanut butter, maybe 4 tablespoons heaping. And you whip that into the Cool Whip. And when you're done with that, you put that into the pie, fill your little pie shells, and put it in the freezer. And I'll tell you what, you eat it frozen, and it's a wonderful summer peanut butter pie. It's satisfying. One's enough. It's just really a great dessert. Really tasty. And low in sugar, diabetics can have it. If you're watching your weight, you can have it. It's really nice. But yeah, Costco's good. Sam's Club, yeah, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. We don't have a Whole Foods here. You have to go clear across the water to get Whole Foods here. Quite a ways. Wish we had one here in Hershey. I wish we had an In-N-Out burger that they have in California. Oh, they were the very, very, very best. In-N-Out burger. Oh my gosh. Yes, the best. Yeah. Guess you could tell I like to eat, huh? I'm going to make my sister's 45th wedding anniversary is coming up, so I'm going to make some Hungarian nut rolls. I make them and then I send them to her for her anniversary. And then olive oil, there's a certain mark you want to look for on the bottle to make sure that it's a real imported olive oil. The difference between olive oil when you cook with it is you can't burn it as high. You can't put high on your burner. You have to put like more of a medium to medium high. It just is a thinner oil and it'll burn quicker. That's about the only difference is you want to cook a little lower heat with it. But it's good on everything and anything. I use it in my banana nut bread. I use it, it's good oil. It's a good oil. Some people use coconut oil, different things like that. But yeah, we have to, bottled water's starting to get scarce here. The store didn't have it for almost a week. Coffee cream, chicken. I don't know what's at your Walmart or stores, but they are starting to look a little bare here. And the weather's had to have an effect on crops. If they've already planted seed, we've had freezes. We've had one day 70, the next day 30, a freeze. Late in the season here for us to have freezes. And we've been getting them. Not just us, many places, really. I know Illinois had a tornado. Indiana's been having trouble. Um, the Dakotas had blizzards late in the season. It's just, yeah, I try to get like tuna, peanut butter, rice, beans. Um, oh, I can't even imagine fertilizer. Yeah, I can't even imagine quadrupled in 1 year. Everything. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe. First, I went over and I noticed everything had gone up maybe 50 cents. Then maybe a week later, it was like 75 or $1. Then before I knew it, eggs went up $2.50. I'm like, what? And potatoes. I've had more trouble in the past year with potatoes. They have the green peel. You cannot eat potatoes that have a green peel. There's a chemical in there that's released from the sun that eaten in large consumption can harm you. You cannot eat green potatoes. When you peel them, the peel is green. You cannot eat them. And I've been getting potatoes like that for about 8 months. Waste that money and then you can't do anything with them. You can't eat them. I didn't have a good watermelon, I think, all last summer. And then now a watermelon's $8 or $12, where it used to be $4.99. I mean, really, gasoline prices. I mean, my neighbor had me call down to the restaurant across the road and said, 2 burgers and 2 fries. And then he's sitting there while I'm ordering. And he said, how much? I said, how much? He goes, $28. He goes, cancel the order. 2 burgers and 2 fries, $28. Yeah, it's I mean, come on now. It's often popping, I'll tell you. And the crime is unbelievable. The carjackings, the beatings, the attackings, the following, the robbery. It's just unreal. You have to be very careful and pay attention to your surroundings. It's just, like I said, the government, is, our leaders are complacent. They are definitely complacent. And I guess they feel let us all take the brunt of it because they think they're so high up and have so many fences that someone can't get there. That's not true either. There was a woman was on a news story not too long ago. She had bought a $3 million home with a bunker, and it showed the bunker, part of the bunker inside, and it was this huge cement room full of restaurant style cans of sauce and enough food for a year. Well, someone broke the window and went in. I think it killed her. So there you go for her bunker. Doesn't matter. You know, hey, I don't have anything for them to come in here and take. I wouldn't really want to be the person that does. Not the right place to be anymore. It's getting to be a scary place. People do want to eat. They want to feed their families. And they don't want to be homeless. And pretty much true. And it's sad for the trustworthy people because 100% you're trustworthy, but it's like, not going to trust nobody. It's don't want to be the one to say, what, once shame on me, twice shame on you. Been there, done that one. I mean, yeah, it's sad for the people that are hurting and being hurt. And it's just, Something, I'll tell you. Yeah, material things are replaceable. And that's usually, I'll usually make a comment in a town that just got flooded or a disaster, tornado, and I'll usually say, prayers for healing, but you can always rebuild. You can be the comeback kid, start over, because life is so important, and it's much important. And a lot of them do feel that way, even though they're crying, their house is gone. They know that they were spared their lives. Yeah, food banks. We have a food bank, and yeah, it's they're limited. They're limited, and we used to be able to go in and pick our own, and now it's already picked for us because of COVID. And yeah, it's a little bit of help. The eggs and milk for sure are good, especially at the price of eggs. But yeah, I think, if you have a big garden, or if you have weather good enough to have a garden, definitely grow your own tomatoes, your own basil, your own everything. You can grow. You can grow anything, grow your own. I just paid $2 for one green pepper to put in a chili that I made today. One green pepper, $2. Yep. They used to be two for $1. Yep. If you can grow a garden wherever you live, or definitely do that. It would be so wise to do that. Of course, you have to watch the critters don't eat them. They want their share of everything. Got to keep them out. But Shiro's wonderful. I love him. He's getting bigger. He's funny. I just got the laser, and he absolutely goes gaga for that red laser that he chases. Oh my gosh. He loves it. Absolutely loves it. He goes to the vet on the 16th to get shot and his ears cleaned. And yeah. Well, yeah, the green pepper was $2, but they were saying the price of peppers are insane. The green pepper was $2, but I think even the yellow and the red are like probably $10 for two. I mean, yeah, everything just went phew. And I don't know, but yeah. See, I like yellow squash. I put a red bell pepper, I'll julienne it, and a yellow squash, and I'll steam them for about just 2 or 3 minutes to make them a little tender, but not all, well, pretty tender. And then I make my ziti, and I drain it, and then I'll put some olive oil and add the red pepper and the squash or yellow squash, and then put feta cheese on top. Oh, that is so delicious. Oh my gosh. So good. Love feta cheese too. Yeah, it's very good dish. But they have sales and they have bargains, but then you got to go 8 miles to that store for that bargain, and you got to go 10 miles the opposite direction for that bargain, and there's not even a lot of them anymore. Yeah, it's amazing. This year, what the last 2 years have really, they've changed everybody's lives in one way or another. They had to have affected most people's lives. I mean, even the stores in Hollywood, even Rodeo Drive, were getting robbed and running in and grabbing 50,000 in purses and watches, and they robbed a jeweler in New York in the Diamond District. I mean, it's just shooting them on the subway. I mean, it's just yeah, it's out there. It's yeah, it's kind of like a bad movie. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But if you can get a garden going, definitely recommend that for sure. Yeah, I better believe it. But Hershey Park has added a couple roller coasters, and they're opening for the season, and so we get a lot of tourists. They have a lot of concerts here. Elton John was here recently, and who else is coming? Rod Stewart, I believe, is coming. Barry Manilow. The Giant Center has the inside concerts, but the outside concerts we get to hear. So we just go outside and put our chairs out, and we hear all the concerts that are. Luke Bryant was over here when they're on the outside theater. We get to hear them for free. So that's kind of a nice perk. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got all these, you can get really good bargains there. Bargain outlet, you know, they have good bargains. Um, Sometimes you buy one, get one free. But when I really took a real good look at a lot of those shoppers, uh, little pamphlets you get, uh, it's a lot of junk food. It's the chips and the cookies and the crackers and the ice cream, and it's not really a lot of food that's on a good sale. It's a lot of junk food, you know. But yeah, food is costs are going up. Everybody doing okay in their life? Everything okay where you at? I don't know what area you're from or where you are. Or I hope everything's good your way, because I know the weather's been Oklahoma, Kansas City been getting it. Yeah, it's the South was for a while. I think they have a little break right now. New Orleans. Oh, Alberta, Canada. Okay. I was in Ontario, and I've been to Quebec. Saw the five Great Lakes, took the Thousand Island cruise back in the 80s. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Came out in Sault Ste. Marie. Yeah. Beautiful up there. They so clean. They take such good care of their waters. And I love Heartland, which is filmed up there in Canada. I love that show. Yeah. Oh, you're graduating? Good. Oh, God bless you. Good for you. Congrats, Claire. Very good. Doing great things. Good for you. Good idea. Keep busy, get smart, and keep up with the competition, I guess, nowadays. Um, the world's changed so much, I can't imagine. Oh, you're very welcome, Claire. Very welcome. Yeah. Bravo. Proud of you. Pat yourself on the back. Good things. Good things. So, yeah, that's about it. That's all I have today. But I just wanted to talk about anything and everything. And we know how good the Lord is, and how much He loves His children, and how much He wants the best for everybody. And it's getting hard. People want to give up. They get tired. What do I want to be in this world for? But you know what? Just be glad to be in it and make the best of it. Do the best you can, and hold on. Hold on. Because He's going to make a rescue. When He feels it's necessary, He's going to show up. He's going to have your back. Yeah, oh, how sweet. Everybody's now saying congrats. That's a big step. That's a big deal. One of the biggest ones in your life. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. My great niece graduated, but because of COVID, they didn't have a graduation. So my niece put her in the cap and gown and had one later and had a party. But yeah, it's great. Great. Yep. What do they say? It's the first day of the rest of your life. Yeah. But yeah, we got to keep on trucking and keep on believing and keep on holding on. And no matter how tough it gets, my neighbor had just mentioned to me, I think she was watching or had read the book on the Diary of Anne Frank. And you think about that. I mean, that's definitely a huge impact on life and what she went through, and sad ending that it was. And yeah, I said, well, I know if I would have been around, I would have been saving him like Schindler. I know I would have been hiding some. You have to just, humanity has to claim itself. You can't get rid of it. You have to claim it. Humanity, very important. That's why I speak for the homeless and less fortunate. And it's not, God created us all equal. They're not any, he doesn't think less of them. Jesus wouldn't have thought less of them. He would have went right over to them and offered them the word, and probably performed some miracles as well. Oh, hi, Memphis. Hey. Yeah, Tennessee. All right. I've been through Memphis and I've been through Nashville and went to see Elvis Presley's motorcycles and clothes and first trailer he had and things like that. Down there, Graceland, I guess it was. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. But yeah, it is time. Luna Bay says it is all time for us to put on the armor of God. And it most certainly is. You're going to need it and you're going to want to have it on. And be confident in it because He does love us. And He's for His children to have everlasting life, to be loved, to have the best. This isn't the best, folks. This isn't the best. You haven't seen the best yet, what He has to offer. None of us have. But we know that it's there. We know that it's there. Oh, yeah, Graceland. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Been through that Tennessee. I know they've had some bad weather too from time to time. I've seen Tennessee affected. I watch YouTube. There's Weatherman Plus, and then there's POW Weatherman, and they're just awesome. And they warn all those people with the tornadoes, the hurricanes, a week or 2 weeks ahead of time. They really do. And I often, when I put in the comments and tell them they could rebuild in prayers, I say, please listen to Weatherman Plus and Powell Weatherman because they do the entire country and they do it from one side to the other and ahead of time, and they're accurate, very accurate. They'll do live streams if there's like active tornadoes to save lives, and they'll warn them and tell them it's on the ground and where it is. And I guess they have underground basements to go into. You know, I'm glad I don't have that to deal with that every day, every kind of life. I'm grateful for that. But I do miss beautiful California. Um, I miss my campmates. I think of them often. I pray for them all of the time. I pray they got housing. I miss them. I really, like I said, I kept in touch for a while with one that would tell me about two or three, but I haven't heard from him. And he said he would never move to Pennsylvania and that he would always stay in California. But yeah, that is true. If you don't have snow on the ground, he says the meteorologists will go and find it. Oh, yes. They'll travel states to Texas was getting a lot of tornadoes. Yeah, they have a lot of those hunters. Yeah. But it was late snow, very late snow for the blizzards in the Dakota. I think Idaho, Iowa, what was it Denver? They were all getting real late snows, real late. But yeah, I mean, I pray for them. And bad things do happen to good people, and good things do happen to bad people. That's true. But that's on earth, and that's not the end. That's not how it ends. They always say, whoever laughs last. Laughs best. Well, God's people are going to get the last laugh. And you know it, and I know it. You know it, and I know it. So it's okay. We know that things aren't right on earth. We know there's injustices. I've lived them. I've felt the brunt of them. You know, I mean, I was on cardboard, for 5.5 years in a shelter for a year and a half. Um, I do know. But I had grace and he walked with me and I knew I wasn't alone. And I was truly, truly blessed and thankful for it. But I knew who to turn to. I knew where he was and he was right there beside me, holding my hand. And I thanked him often for it. But the sights you see when you go through something like that, um, they're very disturbing. I do have PTSD. I earned it. And if you can't feel something for your brother, and what I mean by brother, I mean spiritual, biblical, God's children, the entire world he created. If you can't feel something, then I feel you have nothing. If you can't feel something for them when they're down, or you can't, when you see someone's leg open to the bone and they're pushing a cart with everything they own in it, and you think, how do they have the strength to do that? And you just turn the corner and break down and bawl like a baby, and you didn't want everyone to see that. I mean, you are affected. Or you see the Vietnam vet on the corner that said they called me baby killers when I came back. So he drank all his life, didn't get an apartment or house. It there's many, many stories. Every face is a story. And it breaks you down somewhat. Part of it does. You just can't be a stone, I guess you could be, some maybe. But yeah, it'll break your heart. A lot of it will break your heart. And so many of the people know they're so stuck in that situation. And they'll get up every day and they'll get dressed, and some will go take a shower every so often where you can get one. And they'll go feed the birds. And you know what I'm saying? It's like people got a palace and they can't even get out of bed in the morning. It's like, come on. Come on. These people are still going. They're still trying. They're still trucking. They have a heavy burden and a heavy load. And when a truck would pull up and say, oh, we brought 3 pizzas and some hot chocolate in the winter, and just sit down and share some conversation. I mean, that was like, wow. That was just fantastic for everybody. California, they do that a lot. New York, not so much, but that was a whole different story. that was rough. That was real rough. But yeah, there was a retired school teacher had married a lawyer. The wife was the lawyer and the husband was school teacher. And they would bring snacks once a week. And I mean, we would look forward to that, seeing them like you wouldn't believe. And we would know what day and what time. Oh, they should be coming soon. And we knew we were getting peanut butter crackers and a pudding and a bottle of water. And it was like a filet mignon. I mean, you just knew they were coming, and we loved them. We just loved them. I mean, we really loved them. Um, it's 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 understated what those kind of things mean to someone. It's understated. It means a lot, and it really lifts you up, and um, it's wonderful. You know, there is no book, Ray, and that's what I keep trying to explain to everybody over and over and over. Is I made videos. I made a book that I just talked about through my videos. I didn't have money to print or get a publisher. So I just told my accounts um, on these videos. I have many videos, and I tried to label them in sequence, like part A, 2 and 2A, 3B, 4C. I tried to put them in an order. But yeah, there's no paperback. All I could say is my shoes are one of a kind. That's about, and I mean that seriously. They are my shoes. You say you can't walk in somebody's shoes. My shoes are one of a kind. One of a kind. But everybody's are pretty much. But no, I'm so thankful. I mean, I just to have housing and my little kitty, and oh, he's so loving and so cute and so funny, and he rescued me, I rescued him, we rescued each other. But he's so loving. I mean, when I hold him like a baby on my lap, he'll literally put his paw on my face like this with no nails. He doesn't scratch or bite. He's wonderful. And he was a 4-month-old feral, and the vet told me to get rid of him. I couldn't have a better cat if I'd bought a designer cat, which they're okay too, but I don't need one. They're fine. Everyone loves their cats and dogs and birds, and God created all of those, and there were 2 of every one of them on Noah's Ark, but only 8 people. Really gotta hang tight and believe and know. Like I said, I may not remember every scripture. I remember some. I used to know a lot more when I was younger, a lot of the scriptures and the books in order, and but I read it more often. I'll read it more often, or I'll watch it on these little movies or videos on YouTube, and I like that too as well. I'm not real big on sitting and reading. Just never really was, unless I'm researching something or it really grabs my interest, then I'll sit and read. But I'm more into watching it on a video or a movie. But oh yeah, funny you say that about you're glad I'm not on the streets of New York right now. Tell me God didn't rescue me. He knew all that was coming because he knows everything. He saw that I got housing before that even started. Not that it wasn't some going on maybe when I was there. However, I was blessed, like I said. I mean, literally, the first 3 months I was there, I slept maybe between 1 and 2 hours a day. You can't keep doing that. I did that for months before I said, I'm just going to buy a sleeping bag and sleep on the street. I have to sleep. And I did. Was I vulnerable? 100%. Did he look after me? 100%. Yes. I was tired and there was no other choice. There was no other choice. And it's like, I need rest. And what does he say in the scriptures? Rely on me and I will give you rest. Come to me and I will give you rest. Well, he sure did. I had good rest. He did. I couldn't keep going without it. He did. Yes, he did. God is magnificent. He is awesome. He's loving and kind, and he knows, but he knew. I know that he knew that I'm going to rescue her and get her a place before these streets go haywire, which haven't really seen anything yet either, as far as that goes. ACA is a 12-step program. We get emotional support. Okay, well, that's good. Adult children of dysfunction. God will lead us. Yes, God will take care of you. And when he says in scriptures, go in the closet, there's a scripture that says, go in the closet and pray. God allows us to be by ourselves. It's okay to be alone. because he's with us. We're never really completely alone. He is always with us wherever we are. But yeah, I'm okay with it. I like being alone. A lot of people don't. A lot of people want company or a lot of people around them. Most of my life I spent alone, other than being at work or being around people for a reason, you know, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. Yep. And there's support groups for many things. Um, I was never an alcoholic. I was never a drug addict. Um, I'm fortunate for that, and that's because I said I would never do that, and I never did. Um, During my time after my injury, I was in pain management for 3 years, and I was on opioids from the doctor, which I certainly needed to be able to live homeless at that time in the environment I was in and travel and be movable like I was. And a bad doctor is the one that took me off. And she was supposed to give them to me to wean me off, but she just said no. And my insurance company said that that was harming a patient. So I did detox on the street, cold turkey, and I moved like a quarter of a block away from my campmates. They could see me down there, but they all knew not to come around me, to stay away from me because it wasn't good. And I'm laying flat, supine, and I would literally go left side, back, right side, back, left side, back, right side, 8 hours a day, and could not control it. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. And that doctor was not supposed to do that. It wasn't my regular doctor, my regular pain management doctor. And it took about 3 weeks. It was a nightmare. And they were there in case something really went wrong, and but they stayed far enough away from me because it was a good idea. It's not easy to go through anything like that. It's dangerous, really. It's dangerous. But yes, original King Alpha, you're right. We are all just passing through. This is a temporary life, but what Jesus Christ died for, so that we're all forgiven for our sins and we can have everlasting life in a perfect world, is no one can say that or bear that except for him. Only the Alpha and the Omega can make that happen, and we have to work at it. It's not just given to us; we have to earn it. People get mixed up and think, well, if I did this or if I did that, it's a given. No, it's not a given. You have to earn it. Oh, you tell my story. Oh, well, thank you. I was glad when Mark came to New York and told mine. Um, I was hoping that that would have happened in San Diego. I tried. I went to city council meetings. I was on TV every Tuesday. Um, I had people come by and talk to me from different areas, different churches. I did testimony. Um, Boy, I'll tell you, I tried. I wanted that. There was a TV station that wanted to know what happened, and when they videotaped it when I told them, and they never did anything with it. They just wanted to know what happened, and they knew. They were like, "Well, she's just one that the system got over and cheated her and did her wrong and injustice, and so what next?" It was kind of treated that way. It was kind of treated that way. But yeah, this is a body of flesh and a spirit, and it's going to get old and we die and we pass on, but that isn't what God's promise is. His promise is a perfect life and a perfect body in a perfect world, and the former things have passed away, and it's a beautiful promise, and he created everything, so he can sure keep that promise, and he keeps all of them. But to say, well, no, I'm not interested in that, I can't say that. I'm very interested in that. I want that. I'm very interested in that. I'm not going to say, oh, that's okay. I'm not interested. Yes, I am. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, the scriptures pretty much explain everything. And we're not that far off. Things are happening. I mean, they probably have to get, more intense. And it's not easy. And it may not be easy, But sometimes if you look at someone else's life, what do they say? If you think your life's bad, you look at someone else's life and you think, oh, my life's pretty good, actually. There's always that situation. Uh, you know, uh, my great niece Olivia, had a bone marrow transplant. She is very fortunate to get her port removed. But because her mother, my niece, was sick, they didn't make her appointment after following the removal of the port. So we have to wait till the next appointment to see. I think it's still going to be a few months whether she can go back to school. COVID's probably going to play a factor. Um, Whether or not she's in remission, I think it's too soon to know. But she is making red blood cells, and that's such a blessing. And her hair is growing back. She's a beautiful artist, doing a lot of beautiful artwork, and been a long haul for everybody. And she's had a great big support group and a lot of blood donors, and she's blessed, truly blessed, and it's wonderful, wonderful. And like I said, every book in the Bible, every story has a passage and a reason behind it. And it's to say, well, that's the book of riches. You say, well, a man has $1 billion, he's rich. If the Lord is in his life, and if the Lord is number one, then yes, he is a rich man. If you have God and you know what's going on and what time it is, then you are rich. You are rich. And be well worth it. It'll be well worth it. You won't grow old. There'll be no more tears, no more pain, no more mourning or outcry. It's a promise. you know. And but for right now, there's a lot going on in the world, and we live in this life, and we know what's going on in the world, and we can talk about current events or things happening, and it's okay. And we just want to take care of ourselves and be able to do that. And I actually took care of myself in San Diego for considering the weather was gorgeous, but too hot some months, and water resources. There were no water resources. And that was one thing that city council had promised that they didn't have. There wasn't water resources. And if there was, they were in a 50-gallon plastic tub with a black tarp over it outside in the sun. Well, it was probably so full of parasites that you didn't dare drink it, and you wouldn't drink it because it's hot. But he always made a way, and there was a guy named Waterman Dave, we called him. He used to be a Mercedes-Benz dealer in Detroit, Michigan. And he came out and he helped the homeless in San Diego. And I mean, what a wonderful, wonderful person he was. And I believe he has, since I've left, passed away. And I just, liked him so much. And he was so wonderful. And he would drive his car all over, and we'd be like, oh, there's Waterman Dave. And we knew we were getting a cold water on a hot day or a hot evening. and some candy sometimes, and just a wonderful, wonderful people like that. It just goes a long way. There's many rewards in it because it meant a lot. Because water was one of the things that, you run out of food stamps, you run out of money, you can't. Bottle of water, is what, almost $2. Cases of water went up here from $3 to like $8. It's, you know, and I drink spring water, and I give my cat spring water. I make my coffee with spring water. Um, Tap water, just, you don't know what's in it, and there's lead, and there's, uh, I don't know how much cleaning, bleach or whatever that is in there. I don't know. But, we just want to take good care of ourselves and pray for everyone else, and know that that the divine promise, you think, yeah, the world is wicked right now, but you know what that means? What does that mean? It means that we're one step closer to the promise of perfection and no sickness ever again. That's what it means. Don't look at what's behind you, look what's in front of you. Forget that. Look ahead, and just believe and know it. Because, wow, I've been on here an hour and 21 minutes. I haven't done that for a long time, if I've done that. Well, you must be a great group here, because you certainly kept me busy. But yeah, so I'm going to probably call it a night. And thank you for saying I remind. um, yeah, so, we just want to hold tight and be the best that we can be, and keep your eye on the prize. Don't lose focus, and put on your armor. And who's your big brother? Say God. Who's your big brother? God. That's right. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. God bless you. And stay safe, and take good care of yourself, and be well. I miss you guys, and take care. And I'll try to stream maybe within a week again. I got to make some nut rolls, and got some things to do over the weekend. And then I got some catching up to do in my apartment, but that's always, but I take care of it. I keep it nice. All right. Thanks for being here, and take care. God bless. And I'm about to end this stream. See you later. Good night.